All right, everyone, welcome to part 2 of opening random assorted Yu-Gi-Oh cards from eBay. On our last video, we opened up a batch of these and got a couple pretty decent cards for $10 for a bundle of 100 cards. Picked up maybe, 4 ultra rares or better, and probably about 15, 16 or so base rares. So in the end, not a bad purchase overall. So we'll see what we get on this second batch. And then after this video, going forward, we'll be doing more traditional pack openings of actual booster packs, decks, whatever we can kind of get our hands on. So without further ado, let's see what the second batch has for us. Hopefully this one's a little bit easier for me to open than the last one was. I know on the last one we opened it up and all our fun cards are right at the beginning. So we'll see what happens on this go. It looks like our first set here is flipped around, so I'm guessing these are going to be the fun ones to look at off the bat. Yeah, this one's got the plastic sleeve on it overall. So what we'll do is we'll flip this. Hopefully we flip those fast enough and nobody caught a glimpse of what was under there, and we'll set those aside for a second. We'll pull out the cards here and we'll go through a little bit one by one. We'll set our rares, what I'm guessing is the rare since I have this plastic sleeve. We'll set those to the side and we'll go through our base deck here and see what we manage to find, and then we'll go and pick up a rare every now and then. All right, let's flip this over now and see what we managed to find. I'm going to set about half of these aside for now, just to make it a little bit more manageable to go through them. And we've got a rare on our first cut here, Beast Warrior Puma. Anyone getting Black Panther vibes from this? Looks very similar to the Black Panther costume in Marvel's Black Panthers movies. So kind of neat. Maybe Marvel can do a little redesign there. Take a little notch from Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be pretty cool. All right, Phoenix Beast Gyruda. And we see this is pretty decent looking card overall. I'm getting very Moltres vibes from it in the end. A lot of effect monsters. I think a lot of our rares we've gotten in these packs have all been effect monsters. So that's maybe a trend. I don't know, maybe that was planned. But again, very Moltres. We've got Phoenix Flames in the back. Gyruda, kind of like a Garudamon from Digimon as well. Just to mix all of our classic Saturday morning cartoons we used to watch. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon all back to back. Evil Swarm Obliviwisp. Pretty interesting name. Pretty decent looking card right there in the end. But that defense stat right there, 2050 defense for a 4-star monster. You can get that out there on the field. You can, as long as nobody's summoning anything quickly, it's a good round of defense to save you a little bit. So quick play there to in a duel. Not a very good duelist here, but I do know a good defense card when I see one, kind of thing. So if you guys have any tips or any sort of information and cards you've seen, where you think they'd be great, what type of deck they'd be good in, I'm all ears, always open to hear it. I don't have anyone to duel, but that can always change. All right, Neo Flamvel Hedgehog. Very little cute, fiery hedgehog in the end. Noble Arms Caliburn. So this is going to be an equip card in the end, kind of an Excalibur looking sword with a holographic effect. This is actually, I think, a really neat artwork design. You can get some good light glare here and make it look, the graces of heaven are shining down upon it or, you know, the Bifrost or something along that lines. All right, Dragoonity Partisan. So on one side we have Unity, and then on the other side we have Partisan, which seem to be antonyms of one another. Tuner monster again, don't know anything about that. Would have to do some research, learn about it a bit. But a little creepy guy wearing a Pope hat. And we've got a second one. Then we've got Dragon Unity Pilum. So this series of monsters looks like it's taking some sort of trend. I don't know what there is. Dragon Unity must be a group of monsters, kind of like the elemental heroes. But kind of interesting when we have Partisan, Pilum. You know, at this point, we're going to have like Pontius Pilate at this point to round out the trio, which would be, if that's what's next, I'm going to laugh. But again, he's springing into action with a screwdriver on his head. We got Dragon Unity Javelin. So all of these Dragon Unity monsters are tuner monsters. So it'd be interesting if anyone knows what they're used to synchro summon. I would like to know. Maybe I'll end up pulling it here in this batch, but we'll see if that's the case. All right, we've got a synchro monster here, X Saber Urbellum. Man's got plenty of swords. Looks a little bit like Summon Skull, kind of did back in the day. This one, it's kind of one of the first cards I've seen from this set that actually does have a little bit of play wear on it. You can see on this left-hand edge, you can see just a little bit of play wear there, and then down here in the corner, this corner is bent ever so slightly, if you see that. Again, I'm not worried about that. Obviously, I'm not going to think there's any value in these to hold these forever kind of deal. They are used cards, random bundles in the end. Actually, the more I look about it, this upper corner as well has a bit of wear in it, as does this one. But if you're looking just to play the game, we have a little bit, actually, I think we have a little bit of a crease down here. I don't know if you guys can see that as well as I can. This is one that just kind of, this card, the condition of this card just gets worse and worse as you look at it. This is from, looks like one of our first 5Ds pack, which is one of our later series. But all in all, you know, what can you say? You can't complain about getting 100 cards for 10 bucks off of eBay if they have a little battle wear to them. If it's got this much use, obviously someone thought this card was useful. If a card's useful, then hey, it's not a bad one, and you don't have to be worried about playing it and using it in your deck. Worry about keeping it in pristine condition like some of these other cards. All right, we've got crossover here. So this lady's summoning some sort of demon from the other world, it looks like. A little rare. Proglio, or Proglio. I'm guessing it's Proglio, since this is a lion here. Link monster, again, no idea what that means. I know these arrows in the corners and in the center of each segment indicate something, but no idea what it means in the end. Because I didn't mention, for anyone who doesn't know, non-first edition cards have a silver little copyright or licensing thing in the bottom, whereas a first edition card has a gold one. If we can get this thing to show how gold it is. All the little emblems do have, of legitimate Yu-Gi-Oh cards, do actually have, and this is going to be almost impossible to see, but they say Yugi-Oh in them, and then they have the Millennium Eye emblem in them as well, if you can see that. This is a thing to keep in note if you're ever wondering if you have fake cards or real cards. That's going to come up in future videos. We'll talk about that a little bit more in detail when we get there and why you should keep that in mind. We're going to power through these ones a little bit more. We'll go through a little bit, maybe 5 or 6 of these, and pull our first of the set aside rares. So again, first edition, you'll see gold emblem down there in the bottom. Got 3 of these, so they're continuous trap cards. Doesn't really do you any good. I actually can see the card below this, and I know it's a 4th one, and I can see the one below it as well. So I've got 5 mass hypnosises. Well, take that back. I've got 6 of them. 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 9 of the mass hypnosis continuous trap card. So, you know, if you could play multiple ones of them at the same time, you can only run 3 in your deck max of any given card, and that's if that doesn't have any additional bans or any limits on them. So, a little bit interesting in the end. What are you going to do? I mean, you order random cards, you pick up 9 of the same one. I don't know how they were selected. Probably was getting a little bit trolled. If the guy did it on purpose and picked a bunch of the same ones, I got to give him credit. This is kind of funny, picking up 9 of the same one in a row. All right, we got Flashbang, so it is a new card. I'm going to make a different pile just in case we see any more of those mass hypnosis ones, just for the meme. We got a hard selling zombie, another hard selling zombie, another one. So we've got 3. Are we going to pull more? We got 4. So we're picking up a lot of dupes here. But in the end, you know, these are continuous trap cards. When they're activated, mass hypnosis is sent, destroyed at the end of the end phase. This one is not destroyed at the end of the end phase, so you could theoretically get some prolonged use out of it. It's not overwhelming in terms of the effect. It's not anything that is game breaking, so I don't see any issue with it. I would doubt if this one has any sort of total card limits on the deck. Blade Accelerator and Field Barrier. We've actually got a couple field barriers here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we've got more field barriers. 11 field barriers. We've got 11 field barriers. Only 9 of the mass hypnosis. A couple of these, we do have some first edition ones, so I guess those are technically different. We do have a handful of those. Actually, we only have 1 normal run print of it. We'll keep those to the side to see if we can pick up any more. So we have 9 mass hypnosis and 11 field barriers. We have 4 hard selling zombies. We've got another Blaze Accelerator, which you saw just a few moments ago, with 2 more right behind it. So I think in that batch there, we pulled, we got 4, 5, 9, and then 20 others. So we have 29 cards, and we have 29 physical cards of 4 actual types. So now you're seeing where the buying something off of eBay isn't necessarily going to win you any super cards in the end, but that's not, you know, what we're hoping for. Those are a dime a dozen, but we'll pull one of our first rares or set aside rares here and see what it is, which is what we all came for. So we've got Performapal Uni, which looks like a happy-go-lucky little monster card. Gold name, holographic art. So we've got ourselves an ultra rare here. Looking pretty good. I don't think these count as star foil because it's not over the entire front of the card. And I don't think that those little cross holographs actually count as anything else. But there's our first ultra rare of the pack to make up for the 29 same cards. I'll pull one more here real quick. All right. Oh, and it's the same one. A Perform a Pal Uni. Hopefully they're all not the same. But at this rate, no one knows. So we're pulling a lot of the same cards. Let's do a little bit of work here on our bigger pile. All right, so to go with our 4 Blaze accelerators, we'll pick up 2 more, make it 6 total. All right, Aqua Armor Ninja, we're gonna have 1, 2 of those. The first one here, you'll see, again, playware in the end. But what are you gonna do when you have cards that are coming off, a $10 pack of random assorted? I was expecting, crayon marks on some of these, or bite marks in the end. Lava Battle Guard, remember that one from back in the day. Armed Ninja, not a bad looking card as well. So we got a little bit of a ninja theme going on here. We'll set those aside. Ancient One of the Deep Forest, a little demonic goat with wings, a little bit creepy in the end. Legendary Maju Garzette, that's a interesting card design. Probably looks like kind of a joke, as it's what angels look like in the Bible of sorts on the descriptions. But interesting monster, 0/0 for a level 8 monster. So this effect is going to be considered to be probably powerful in the end. You can probably do some pretty good tricks with this. A tripod fish, got 3 legs, self-explanatory. All right, the 6 Samurai Iru. I don't know much about all the various ones, all the various cards that kind of have themes to them. There's playware on the bottom there, but I remember that there is one, that there are 6 samurai cards like this. They all have different names. I don't know if they do anything special when you have them all. I don't think it's an auto win condition, but it is a good little theme there. We'll see if we pick up any of his brothers throughout this. Decayed Commander and Dark Geroid. Dark Triceratops. All right, we've got Deep Space Cruiser 9. Hopefully that's impressive that I recognize my Roman numerals. But definitely this machine, some sort of spaceship. We'll call it the Pillar of Autumn for our Halo fans out there. We've got a couple of those. The Dodo Buster. Doomdog Octhros. He's basically a fiend dog, and you can bring 1 level 8 fiend type monster from your deck to your hand if you send this to the graveyard. So there's some play there in that. There's probably some pretty powerful level 8 fiend monsters in the end. Unfortunately, I will call monster levels, instead of like level 6, I'll call it 6-star. Just always have done that, don't know why. Destiny Hero, there's a number of those, like the Elemental Heroes. Disciple of the Forbidden Spell. This reminds me of that meme where it's like, while you were chasing the ladies, I studied the blade. This guy, he studied the Forbidden Spell. We're gonna have 3 of these guys. There's another Destiny Hero, Captain Tenacious. We don't know if there's a Captain Obvious, but that'd be worth it. Des Lakuta. It is a zombie camel. The Dragon Dwelling in the Cave. Not a bad card for level 4. You can throw that down and pick up a nice little bit of defense. Des Mosquito. So There's this Des again. We had that Des Lacuta, Des Mosquito. So Des is likely some sort of set that I'm not familiar with a number of monsters that all can kind of be played together. Dark Artist we saw before. We have the Dodo Swordsman. We had his friend earlier on in this pack. Level 8 monster, 3000 defense. If it's flip summoned, you pick up 3500 attack. So that's pretty powerful there. And then that other part of that effect, when it gets flip faced up, you can target monsters on the field and destroy them. Again, the condition to that was it has to be flip summoned. So a little bit, just a little bit hard to make use of the max effect. Danapon, little insect creature. Ceremonial Bell, the Liberty Bell card in the end. 3-star monster, 1815 defense. How I thought it was funny, this is like keep showing each other your hands. I think you should think that being in Magic Ruler set, I think this showed up in actually one of the other, I'm pretty sure it was one of the starter decks, because I think we just ended up with tons of them when we were kids. Blastsphere. Then we have General Accepted Accounting Practices, GAP, the Divine Soldier here. He's a Fiend monster, level 6. The Ganbara Lancer. Swordsman from a Distant Land. And Super Defense Robot Leo. He's got a pretty good side of defense. There's probably some other super defense robots out there as well, so you can play them along with him. Snapdragon. Splendid Venus, a fairy monster, rocking 2800 attack, takes all fairy type monsters down, 500 attack and defense as well. Saggy the Dark Clown. I want to say that I think that we saw this in one of the first episodes of the anime when Yugi went to duel Kaiba. When we first got to learn about the heart of the cards and eventually the Exodia puzzle piece that Yugi figures out from the hand drawing. I think that Kaiba did play this card. Pretty interesting in the end. Sword Stalker. I want to say this came out of a starter deck as well. Don't know what DPKB is, but I think this was in one of the 2 starter decks. Might have been in Yugi's. Can't remember though. The Dark Door. Excuse me for a second as I rearrange these cards. They're falling over in my pile I made. This guy looks kind of like a tool in the end. Give you a little head armor. Armed Ninja we've seen before. Crawling Dragon. Ooh, one of the most famous Magic cards back in the day, Shield and Sword. I think this was in Joey's starter deck, right? I think that's starter deck Joey down there. Joey's starter deck honestly was probably the worst of the lot. Your big monster that you got, and that was just Red Eyes, and Red Eyes just didn't stack up to the Yugi deck, Dark Magician, or to Blue Eyes White Dragon in Kaiba's deck, and there wasn't really a lot to help out Red Eyes. Forest is going to be a field spell card in the end. Boost Beast, Insect, Plants, Beast Warriors. Eternal Rest wipes out everything that has an equip card. Probably back in the day, it was a very useful card. I don't know how often people use it. This is where Joey's deck probably came into play. Yugi's deck was heavily reliant on spellcasters and spellcaster effect cards to equip them. So this destroys all monsters with it. So if someone equipped Dark Magician, you could take them out with this, but that's basically the only way that, you know, Joey's deck was countering any of the others. And then Major Riot as well here. All right, let's go take a look real quick at our remaining 4 packed rares. We've got Perform Pal Uni a couple times. What's going to be this card? We'll flip it over. It's Snowplow Hustle Rustle. Now that's an interesting card. Level 10 Machine Monster. It's a snowplow. I don't know if you remember seeing that movie way back in the day, Snow Day, with the evil snowplow driver. This is probably a tribute to him in the end. Take a look here. Next one. We've got 3 left. Let's flip this one over. It's Axe of Despair, the rare Axe of Despair. This one has obviously playware there. You can see that in that corner as well, pretty heavily. It's an equipped spell card in the end. Kind of compared to the other ones, not as rare. We pulled a couple ultra rares there. Now we've just got a normal Axe of Despair base rare. All right, and then we've got Volcanic Scattershot. This was grouped with the rare cards. As you can tell, this is not a rare card whatsoever. Don't know why it was in the plastic sleeve. So again, a little bit of a letdown on that one. But we got to take all of this with a grain of salt that we paid $10 for all of these cards. And then the last card here, we've got a little bit of actually playware on the back of this card. I don't think it's too evident, but you can see kind of like little scuffs from sliding across, like, you know, a table, just being picked up repeatedly with the hands kind of thing. And it is the Aswan Apparition. Again, not a rare card at all. See, nothing shining. So I don't know why it came in a plastic sleeve, but not bad overall. So our ultra rares we picked up in this set were 2 Performapal Unis and Snowplow Hustle Rustle, which has got to be kind of a new favorite design there for me overall. Then a handful of other rares. So this is our stack of rares that we picked up as well. So you can see, not bad. It's a pretty thick little stack there out of 100 cards. And then I think the best part of this entire thing was that we picked up about 6 of these Blaze Accelerators. We picked up 5 of these Hard Selling Zombies, 9 Mass Hypnosises, or Mass Hypnosis, 9 of Mass Hypnosis. I don't know if we want to say Hypnosises on this one. And then we picked up a whopping 11 Field Barriers, which is just, I mean, I think it's a perfect troll job overall. If he did it on purpose, then I give him credit. If he didn't do it on purpose and this was random, then I want a lottery ticket immediately to see if I can draw that many rare things at once. So that wraps up our intro to the channel overall. We'll be doing pack openings kind of like this. Obviously this time we had 100 cards kind of just randomly assorted, nothing theme wise or not from a specific pack. We will going forward be focusing on specific packs or openings with specific purposes. This is just kind of an intro, look at some cards, kind of introduction, kind of refamiliarize myself with the card game overall. I've still got a lot to learn, a lot to catch up on from years and years of not playing the game. Will have to get my old cards from a shoebox where I was saving them in an old tin, one of those collector's tins. Get those and show those to you guys at some point. But we'll open up packs. It'll be primarily Yu-Gi-Oh focused. If you guys want me to open up Pokemon, Magic, again, I know enough about Pokemon to know there's a lot of them, and I know kind of what they are. Do not really know anything about the card game, never bothered to learn how to play the game properly. Magic, I think the artwork on the cards is fantastic, probably the best artwork set. But again, I think I had like 2 or 3 packs of Magic cards that I came across at some point. One of my parents probably bought them for me thinking that I was going to enjoy them or that they were Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon cards. I did keep them in the end, just because, I mean, they were given to me. I'm not going to just chuck them for any reason, but I have no clue how that game is played. But the artwork is hands down probably superior to all the rest. So appreciate you guys sticking with me on these first 2 videos, and we'll move on to our first themed pack opening videos here in the future. Hope to see you soon.